What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anthony, actor, director, and cinematographer. And today I want to talk about something a little more deep than we've talked about previously. Today I want to talk about, why does your authenticity matter when making your art? Let that sink in for a minute. Now, I know this is a big question and something that I don't even know the answer to fully, but what I can share with you is that when you start making art fully authentic to what you are feeling and who you are, it's so much more fulfilling than just trying to create something just to create, right? So let's dive deeper into that. What does this even mean when we talk about being authentic to yourself and putting that into your art, right? Well, from my perspective, what that means is that for me, if I want to make a film, if I want to write a script, if I want to explore a character, I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to do it for what I'm feeling and what I find interesting, rather than trying to create something that I think an audience member will like, right? So a little backstory in this. I grew up doing musical theater as a kid. And throughout my career, especially when I went into college as a musical theater major, the discussion was always around, what characters can you play? What is your type? What is the thing that we can kind of shape you into in order to get you a job, right? And while this is super helpful to think about as an actor or a writer or a creative or a filmmaker or whatever it is, whatever your niche is, that doesn't necessarily define you. Right. So when I was in school, I was always kind of marketed, you could say, as kind of the leading man, right? I was always the prim and proper kind of savior of the musical theater show. And while I was very good at it, right, while I could do it, it wasn't something that was truly inspiring to me as a performer. And I started to kind of feel this burnout by playing the same thing over and over again and never getting to explore what characters I thought were important, or what kind of art I wanted to make, the shows that I wanted to be in, or the stories that I wanted to tell. And so fast forward to when I moved to New York City and I kind of started on this endeavor into filmmaking. We made our first short film, and I didn't write it. I was in it. And while it's a great script, don't get it wrong. It's a great script. It's a great short film. It wasn't a character that I personally felt connected to, rather than it was a character that I knew I could play and I knew I could be marketed as. And it shows, right? And you start to kind of feel this really deep overwhelm around the fact that, yes, I'm performing. Yes, I'm telling the stories. I'm making the movies that I want to make. But it's not necessarily the thing that I find inspiring, or the thing that I want to, the story that I want to tell. So fast forward from that, we kept making short films. And as I kept making short films, I kind of understood what it meant to kind of put myself into the stories, right? I understood what it meant to really dig down deep and find the things that drove me as a human, and how I could bring those into performance and bring those into my scripts. And I started being more authentic to myself. And that did a few things when I started doing that. Number one, it became way more enjoyable. I enjoyed writing scripts again. I enjoyed filming. I enjoyed getting to make these weird movies, because it was something that I saw in my brain and I really felt connected to. The second thing was that I stopped trying to make art for the audience. Now, I know what you're going to say, Anthony, whoa, hey, as filmmakers, isn't the goal kind of to make the next big Hollywood movie so we can sell a bunch of tickets? Yes, of course it is. However, if you go into a film thinking that that's your goal, it's going to show. I mean, how many times have we walked into theaters now as consumers and we sit down with our popcorn and our Diet Coke and we're going to watch the next big Marvel movie, and it comes on the screen, and all of a sudden you get this sense, this feeling deep in your gut. You say, wow, someone at corporate made that. Okay. Right? Like, we've all done it. And it shows. It shows when a script or a film is made purely to make money. Now, on the flip side of that, it also shows when a film or a script or a play or a piece of art, a painting, a song, whatever it is, has been crafted has been curated by the artist, has been, meticulously worked over so many times that the artist is probably tired of even looking at it. And it shows. You get these great films or paintings or writings that come out because you can tell that somewhere someone was in their room drafting this thing over and over again, just pouring their soul into it. And we as humans, we can feel that, right? So what am I getting at here? What I'm getting at is that in order to make the art that's really going to fulfill you, you have to kind of take the audience out of it for a second. You have to really and truly take them out and just make things that you would want to watch. Let that sink in. If you're a filmmaker, write the script or the movie that you would want to watch. Not your mom, not your sister, not your dog, that you would want to watch. And then write that. And then make it. Make that film that only you would want to watch in the theater. Sounds weird, right? But I promise you, if you go about it this way, there's going to be tons of other people who want to see that film. And it's probably going to turn out better. And at the end of the day, you're probably going to feel more fulfilled by making that film rather than trying to go through the structures and the PDFs of how do I write the next big film and get it approved by all these people. No. Take the audience out of it just for a second and make something that you would actually want to see. That's what it means to be authentic in your art. And this doesn't just happen in filmmaking. No. You can translate this over to pretty much any art form, right? If you're an artist and you want to make a painting, make the painting that you would want to see in a museum. Don't try to paint something that you think some broker is going to buy and put up in their living room. No, make the painting that you would want to see and that you would feel proud of having in the Met. I promise the painting's going to come out probably better. If you're a singer or a songwriter, don't try to make the next song that's going to, hit the top 100s. I promise you, we have enough of those already. The music industry is full of pop stars and artists who are making songs that kind of feel the same over and over again. Make the song that you would want to listen to. Make the song that you would put on repeat on your phone, whether or not other people are putting it on theirs. It's probably going to come out better. So all of this to say is, why is it so important to be authentic in your art? It's twofold. One, it's important for yourself. Because when you're an artist, a filmmaker, an actor, whatever kind of creative you are, if you're being authentic to yourself within your art, you're just going to feel more fulfilled. You're going to avoid that burnout that a lot of us get in the industry. And then on the flip side of that, you're just going to make better art, right? The audience is not going to feel this underlying dread of, oh man, this was created to take my money. Yeah, it's like, I'll pay for it, but no, they won't feel that. They'll really feel the hard work and the amount of time and effort that you put into that piece. It'll show. And I promise you, it's going to be a way better piece of art than if you try to curate it for an audience. Hey, if you like this kind of content and this kind of format, make sure to click like and subscribe down below and click that bell icon for notifications. And as always, go out and make something cool. I dare you.